So a while back I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw a video titled How Hanging Transforms Your Body, which made me question, yeah, there are all these benefits to hanging, but can hanging from a bar help me grow taller? See, I'm 6'2". Not really though, right? Because everyone loves to round their numbers up. Truth is, I'm 6'2" in Air Forces, but I'm actually 6'1.5". So for the next 30 days, I'm gonna be hanging from a bar to not just see if all these benefits are true, but more importantly to see if maybe, just maybe, I can grow taller. But before I began, I started researching. What are the benefits to hanging? I found a bunch of videos on forums claiming that hanging daily has a lot of benefits. Then I found this. See, they say gravity compresses your spine, pulling your spine down, compressing the discs between your vertebrae. That's why you're slightly taller in the morning. But hanging, otherwise known as axial decompression, can temporarily relieve this pressure. And with me always lifting heavy weights, which compressed my spine even more, I needed to decompress. So the goal for me was to hang 5 minutes a day, every single day for the next month. Meaning I can decompress my spine and become taller, obviously. See, there's real science behind this spinal decompression stuff. NASA studies spinal elongation in zero gravity, and it turns out astronauts gain up to 2 inches in space because of this. 2 inches is a lot. So week 1, I hung and hung and hung. In the past, I had done dead hangs before, but not consistently. It may have been once or twice a week, but not every single time I was in the gym. And after researching some more, what I also found was that hanging not only can decompress your spine, it can help correct your posture, making you appear taller. It also reduces shoulder pain and improves your grip strength. Knowing if I wanted that gorilla grip and the chance to grow 1 inch taller, I knew I had to hang for the next month. So I kept going, and I was feeling better than ever. My overall mobility was unreal, my back felt so much better, and decompressing my spine made me feel like I was actually growing. So as week 2 came around, I kept doing the exact same thing. Yep, you guessed it, I kept hanging from a bar. Shock, I know. Who knew 5 minutes of hanging a day could do so much for me? But even though I was doing this challenge, there was one thing that was pissing me off. A quick Google search of does hanging from a bar make you taller? And what you see is that stupid website Google telling me I couldn't grow in height. Like, who are you to tell me I can't grow? So I kept hanging, and in week 2 I was feeling like a giant. I knew I was going to tower over everyone by the end of this challenge. But it felt like I was in a constant battle with gravity. On one end, this stupid weasel named Gravity was trying to make me shorter, but I wasn't gonna let this happen. So you wouldn't believe what happened in week 3. Yeah, I hung again and again. At this point, I was as hung as a horse, until later in week 3 where I decided to do a weighted hang. I started off with 10 kg and thought I'd be fine if I did 20 kg. Yeah, this messed everything up. I don't know what I did, all I know is I messed the lower left side of my back up. So I had to take a few days off. And not to be dramatic or anything, but it already felt like I was shrinking. Like I was reverting back to what I once was. That dreaded number, 6'1.5". But there was no way that I'd let one tiny mishap hold me back. So finally, on the last week, I kept hanging, but this time without the added weights, just to be on the safe side, you know? And with the final week coming to an end, I finally got the results. So week 1, I started out at 188 centimeters. And by the end of the challenge, I ended up at, you guessed it, the exact same height. So hanging might help you temporarily grow, but what I found was that it doesn't actually permanently change your height. Disappointing, I know, but that's the game. But what you'll notice nowadays is that a lot of people sit on desks all day, me included a lot of the time. Because of this, our postures naturally change to how we use our body, which makes stretching and dead hangs even more important. And with social media, I see so many people using surgery, radiation and supplements to grow. I know everyone wants to grow taller, but you won't be able to permanently change your height just by hanging. But with the amount of benefits that hanging brings, there's no doubt that everyone should add hanging to their daily routine.